I mean, people that say they don't have enough time, I mean, the truth is that it's just not a priority. If fitness and health is not your priority, it doesn't make you a bad person. Just admit it. It really starts there because I've never met a person that has a priority that has complained about not having time.
Right.
It becomes an all-consuming thing. It's the opposite. When you have a priority, when you're obsessed about something, you overwork, you do it too much. The problem isn't not having time, it's like not having enough time. And it's like you got to restrain those people. You know, anybody who's really dedicated to something, they typically, you know, are those A-type personalities. They might even be workaholics, like, or they're, you know, if we're talking fitness here today, they might be overtrained, like they're doing too much. It really comes down to first determining where it ranks in your priorities. You know, a lot of people do have the time, but they don't seem like they have the time because they might be too tired. And the question is why are you tired? And, you know, there's a great book called The One Thing, and they talk about how, you know, willpower is a limited resource, and that if you're struggling with like time, it may just be because you're not prioritizing at the time of the day when your willpower is the highest. And I like to look at the concept of willpower. You know, I got my iPhone here, and if, you know, you look at your phone, so a picture of my daughter, you can see the battery life on the top right-hand corner. And when it's fully charged, when your phone's fully charged, that's when you're able to download the most stuff. That's when you're able to multitask, so to speak, with, you know, multiple apps going all at once. You can get a lot out of your phone, but eventually that drains the battery. And if you want to watch a YouTube video when your battery's on low, you're not going to get through it. So a lot of people are trying to do things when their batteries are drained. So a lot of times I tell people, hey, if it's your priority to you know, put fitness into your life and you feel like you don't have time, put it at the start of the day when your batteries are fully charged, because, you know, willpower is what I call a limited resource. And we have to replenish it. And how do you replenish it? You rest. It's like your muscles. You break them down, but they need a rest. So same thing. So when you have the energy, I think that's a big thing for people, because then they're like, okay, I got to bed at a good time. I went to bed and my body naturally woke up in the morning. One, I had enough energy. They go to the gym, they feel great. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that wasn't really a time issue. It was more of a scheduling issue. It was more of an energy issue. So I'll wrap up this part of your conversation with the third thing: schedule it. You know, you have to, and this comes back to priorities. You can't ever wake up in the morning without a plan. So one of my mentors taught me the concept of scripting your day. Scripting your day. And this basically means that before you go to bed, you know exactly what you're going to do the next day. And I have my day very, very scripted. So I wake up at 4:30 and I read or write until about 6 a.m. And then my kids wake up around 6. I spend the morning with them from 6 to 8. And then I go to the gym and I train from 8 till 9:30. I take my sweet ass time coming home and having a meal. And then I get into my office around 10. And then from 10 to 11, I do what's called batch tasks. And batch tasks are when I just respond to emails, check stats, you know, do little things that just have to get done, but they're not things that are actually improving my life. They're kind of things that I would consider like my survival list, my to-do list. They just have to get done. Someone's got to do them, and they happen to be me in this case. And then I move on to what's called my MITs. And my MITs are my most important tasks. And these are the things that would go under what you would call your success list. So these are the things that are actually going to impact your life, put money in your bank account, make you a better person, move you in the direction you want to take your life. So maybe if you were an author, it would be writing 2 chapters of your book. If it was, you know, to come out with a new product, it would be filming the product. Or if you were a student, it would be studying for the exam so that you ace it and you do well. So it's like you only want about 2 or 3 MITs per day. And if you have more than that, then you're lacking focus. So then after an hour of batch tasks, that's from about 10 to 11, from 11 till say 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I do my MITs, and then I wrap up my day with another 1 hour of batch tasks. So, you know, if you're not attending to certain things accumulate. So you just attend to those things. And then I don't work from say 4:30 until bedtime. So that's scripting your day. And the power of that is that when you wake up, Sean, you're not wasting energy on like, what should I do today? oh man, should I do this or should I do that? Checking my phone, and then you start putting out fires, and then you're responding to other people. Now you're on other people's schedule. So you take control of your day by scripting it and knowing exactly how you're going to attack it the moment you wake up. So there's zero guesswork, and that's how you become ultra productive. And that's one of the most powerful things. My good friend Craig Ballantyne just wrote a book. You should buy this book, Sean. I think it's already out. It's called The Perfect Day Formula, and it goes into detail on this.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, pick it up, man. You'll love it. And it's a very simple book, simple read. I learned this whole concept of scripting your day from Craig, so I give him full credit. And he's just ruthless with his time. And for any business people out there, I'll give you the best book in existence on time. This book blows all books out of the water. I love Craig's book. I would recommend his first, and then this one second. This is
Dan, right? Dan Kennedy.
Yeah, Dan Kennedy. No BS, ruthless management of people and profits, no holds bar, kick butt approach guide to really getting rich. I have a lot of people say, oh, I've heard that before. Nothing in here you've heard before. You're going to be like, holy crap.
Yeah, he's got some great stuff for sure.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't make any money promoting those guys' books, but they're just two great books that have influenced me. You want to give the things that have the greatest opportunity to improve your life the attention they deserve. It's like a workout. If you want to have a great workout, let's use the gym for example. Let's say you want to improve your biceps. Your biceps are a weak body part. You want to improve them. It doesn't make sense to stick your biceps at the end of the workout when they're an afterthought and you're exhausted and you're looking at the time and now you feel like the day's pressure is coming on you. It's like you do them at the start of the workout. It's a very simple concept, priority by order, priority by sequence, different ways of saying it. So put the most important things at the start of the day. It's that simple, but it's not the concept that's tough. It's being disciplined to do it. And I can tell you, all I can tell you is the more you can discipline yourself to do this, the better you get at it. You'll never go back to doing anything else. And you'll all of a sudden see your productivity 10x. You're going to be getting way more done than your friends. You're going to see your life improve. Craig talks about this whole concept called structure equaling freedom. And that's a counterintuitive idea for a lot of people because they're like, I don't want structure. That's the opposite of freedom. But when you have structure in your day, that's what ultimately sets up the potential for freedom. Because now my wife and I, we get to go down to Florida for 4 months of the year in the wintertime because I was so focused on building this business when I was in my mid-20s. It took a lot of time. But now that this thing is creating, it's got a life of its own, we now have the freedom to go do what we want. But it was because I structured my days and my goals around a certain purpose. So, if there's anything worth writing down, structure equals freedom. Because when you're structured, you're going to become more productive. And when you're productive, you're going to be doing things that actually improve your life as opposed to things that are just what I call activity. So a lot of people, they fill their day with what I call activity, but not productivity. They're checking their emails, they're checking their stats, they're replying to emails, but like I said, what did you actually do today that got you one step closer to that thing that is ultimately going to knock down all the dominoes in your life that get you to where you really want to be?
I think you hit it on the head there. I think it's all about priority. And a lot of people my age check email, check their Instagrams, and do things to stay busy, but they're not really getting anything done. They're addicted to being busy, but what is busy?
That's awesome, man. I'm so happy to hear that you've recognized the difference.
We'll move on to the next question, but I think the main thing is to prioritize and have structure because it'll actually create freedom.